Congratulations, you two. My goodness, I could not take my eyes off the screen. Not just because you were really good looking and hot to look at, but this was so intense. And I mean, Jack, we'll start with you. Just the training and getting ready for this kind of film. How do you wrap your mind around it?
Especially as a smoker. I guess I sort of had to cut them down first and foremost because lungs are quite useful in a strenuous gym atmosphere. But also we had our different regimes as well. We all had different like visions that we had to achieve in terms of physiques. And we was in the same gym on different diets. Me and Callan in particular, we were stripping calories whilst one of our sort of comrades was being told to eat everything in sight. I'd say that was the most difficult element.
So what is that like? Like what kind of food do you get to eat or not eat?
Well, they were all controlled meals, so, you know, depending on your goals, but, you know, my day was like espresso coffee to give you a bit of a kick in the morning, and then salmon and green peppers, and then just more meat for lunch and vegetables and meat for lunch, for dinner, and vegetables as well to try and strip back and at the same time, you know, get...
So what was the first thing that you guys ran to when you were like after cut and the biggest, juiciest burger, or what did you eat when you could?
At the end, you know, it was a couple of years ago now when we shot it, and I remember because I finished up in London with Sully, and it was just straight to fat camp, whatever we could get into us. It was just donuts, chocolate, ice cream, chips, just get it in, you know.
Mm-hmm. With this version of dieting as well, like you still have, you know, a relatively decent appetite because you know you're spending a lot of energy whilst doing so. So you know you end up sort of careering nose first into, you know, all sorts. Definitely, yeah, all sorts. I know towards the sort of latter stages of the shoot anyway, things got a bit more relaxed. So I mean, yeah, I kind of eased into fat camp too.
I like fat camp. I think everybody should just go to fat camp, don't you think so?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's underrated.
It should. I completely agree with you. Okay, now also another big thing about this film. I mean, it's a huge, big budget movie, but you're working. You know, 90% of this is like green screen. How do you get into that? And you know, you're doing your battles and your sword fights and you're in the muck, but still, it's all green screen. I mean, really using your imagination. Is that really a challenge?
Well. It probably is on other green screen films where you have, you know, imaginary beasts and things that are not of the same size as you. So we were fortunate in that our interaction was with each other, one-on-one, and you know, when you, particularly in battle scenes, you're just focused on, I'm not going to hit this stuntman, I'm going to sell it, and then I'm going to go to the next threat and deal with that. So, you know, you have a sense of where you are and your, you know, the canvas of your environment, but you can just focus on what you're doing with the other person and trust that it will all be painted on later on, which they did to great effect.
Was that easy? Was it a challenge for you too?
No, I think Callan's got a valid point in that we were lucky that most of all of our interaction, I guess, took place with real-life humans. So the green screen or the backdrop was always only peripheral, if that, you know. A lot of green, and I think it might have an effect mentally. I didn't need to see a psychiatrist or anything, and it was
made
2
you
years
just
ago.
like, the green, you saw so much green. We had one day where we shot with blue screens, and it just felt so much nicer. I was like, what's different? Because the green was just an aggravating green. It wasn't a calming green.
Well, you guys did a terrific job, and you looked great in your skirts, I have to tell you.
Thank
Congratulations.
You.